one word. One rash action can end it all. And if anyone has learned that lesson, it's me, Achilles. Maybe from listening to my story, you all can save yourselves from the fate that awaits you. It all began as we Greeks landed on the shores of Troy. My myrmidons and I raided the surrounding villages of Troy, and I captured a priestess of Apollo named Braces as my war prize. But Agamemnon claimed her, and I was forced to give her up. But I said to him and all my comrades in war, I cannot forget what has been done. I will not go out into battle, but will stay in my tent. You know it was prophesied that the battle cannot be won without the great Achilles. They begged and bribed me, but I wouldn't budge. So the war raged on without me, and there seemed to be no end to it in sight. My little friend Patroclus then asked if he could fight in my place. Only if we were my armor cousin, I said. That way they'll mistake you for me and flee before you. I was right. He entered into battle and the Trojans fled. But Hector, he was helped by the god Apollo, and he found my friend and thrust him with one fatal blow. His body went limp, but then he took off the helmet and found it was not the great Achilles he had killed, but my cousin and friend. The news was soon spread. Patroclus has been killed. I was overwhelmed with grief. For a while I was torn between my hatred for Hector and my sadness for Patroclus' death. So I went to my mother, the sea goddess, Thetis, and begged her to reason with Hades that Patroclus must return to the land of the living. But she returned, saying that Hades would not be reasoned with. But she would bring me some of the best armor from the master smith, Hephaestus. Next day I entered into battle when I spied Hector. I hacked my way through the crowd of soldiers, and he sounded the retreat. But Hector was brave, too brave for his own good. I made a mad dash for him and caught him in hand-to-hand combat. I toyed at him at first, made him feel like he was winning, when I thrust my sharp spear through his throat. But my grief and desire for revenge still raged. And as he lay dying, coughing up blood, he begged for a proper burial. But I said, no, you despicable dog. I will let the vultures eat your flesh. So I hitched him to the back of my chariot, and round and round the city I went. I knew his father was watching, and I was glad. But after 12 days I relented, and I gave up his body. Soon after a full day of battle, the sun began its course downward. It grew dark, so both armies left the field, but one coward remained. It was Paris, the cause of the war. He let fly an arrow. It was a bad shot, but Apollo guided it into my foot, and I died. Many say my foot was the weakness that killed me, but I know my weakness was not in body, but in mind. It was rash words and unquenchable revenge that killed me.